Imagine this. You walk into a dealership today. On one side, sleek, futuristic electric cars promise zero emissions, lightning-fast acceleration, and the badge of being ahead of the curve. On the other, roaring gas-powered machines stand tall, the kind of cars that have ruled American highways for more than a century. The question is, in 2025, which side are Americans really choosing? Stay with me because what I'm about to reveal may surprise you. The answer isn't as simple as electric is the future, or gas isn't going anywhere. There's a deeper story here, one that cuts across money, culture, lifestyle, and even psychology. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where America's heart and wallet truly lies. In 2025, car buyers in the United States are split like never before. On one hand, electric vehicles dominate headlines. Tesla leads the conversation, and nearly every major automaker, from Ford to GM to Dodge, is rolling out shiny new EVs. Politicians and tech experts talk like the electric revolution is unstoppable. But when you look beyond the headlines, at dealership sales, used car markets, and even what's parked in American driveways, you see a very different picture. And that picture raises one burning question. Is America actually ready to give up its gas-powered love affair? Or are EVs still a luxury fantasy for most families? Electric vehicles have never been more advanced or more available. Tesla has become practically a household name. Ford's F-150 Lightning made headlines for proving even America's favorite truck could go electric. GM is investing billions into EV platforms, and Dodge is preparing muscle cars that roar with digital sound instead of exhaust. Add to that generous government incentives, lower running costs, and the promise of cleaner energy, and you'd think Americans would be rushing to trade in their gas cars overnight, right? But despite all of this, the numbers don't tell the same story. The reality is, in 2025, the majority of cars sold in the US are still gas-powered. Yes, EV sales have grown dramatically compared to a decade ago, but they make up less than half of total sales. Why? Because buying a car isn't just about specs on a page. It's about money, convenience, and trust. Gas vehicles still win in one critical area: upfront price. The average new electric car costs thousands more than its gas counterpart. Even with incentives, the sticker shock is real. And then there's the question of charging infrastructure. Sure, Tesla has superchargers, but millions of Americans don't live in cities with easy access to them. Imagine being on a road trip across rural America and realizing the nearest charger is 60 miles away. That fear is real, and it keeps buyers loyal to gas. There is another layer to this story that you want to see in sales charts: culture. Cars in America are more than transportation, they're identity. And for decades, that identity has been tied to horsepower, rumbling engines, and the freedom of hitting the open road. Think about pickup trucks. The Ford F-Series, Chevy Silverado, and Ram 1500 aren't just vehicles, they're cultural icons. They symbolize work ethic, strength, and tradition. And for many Americans, no futuristic battery pack can replace the feeling of a V8 engine underfoot. This is why, even in 2025, gas-powered trucks continue to dominate sales charts. Yes, EV trucks exist. Yes, they're powerful. But culturally, the gas truck still rules. At the same time, don't count electric cars out. Because when EVs win, they win big. Americans who switch often rave about instant torque, low maintenance, and, this is huge, the cost of fuel. Charging an EV at home can be dramatically cheaper than filling a gas tank, especially when gas prices spike. And here's the real kicker. Younger generations are far more open to electric. Gen Z and millennials see EVs as not just cars, but symbols of progress. For them, Tesla isn't a car company. It's a tech brand. Owning one feels like being part of the future. So while today's numbers still favor gas, the seeds of change are planted. That leaves us with an uneasy balance. Americans in 2025 are living in a transitional era. On one hand, EVs are growing fast, especially in cities, among tech-savvy buyers, and in households that can afford a second vehicle. On the other, gas cars still dominate because they're cheaper, easier to fuel, and deeply embedded in American culture. But here's the suspenseful truth. The tipping point is coming. Experts believe the real battle will be decided in the next 5 to 10 years. Once EV prices drop to match gas cars and once chargers are everywhere, the shift could happen almost overnight. Imagine a future where Ford, Chevy, and Dodge trucks line highways. But this time they're silent, battery-powered beasts. Imagine a generation that grows up never hearing the roar of an engine, only the hum of electricity. That's not science fiction. It's on the horizon. So, in 2025, what are Americans really buying? The short answer, still gas. But the long answer, they're buying time. Time for EV technology to improve. Time for infrastructure to expand. Time for culture to shift. America isn't rejecting electric. It's hesitating, waiting for the right moment. And when that moment comes, it won't be a slow change. It'll be a tidal wave. So let me leave you with this question. When the day comes that EVs are just as affordable and convenient as gas cars, will America cling to its history or embrace its future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because the debate isn't ending anytime soon. In fact, it's only just beginning. And if you found this video eye-opening, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with a friend who still argues about gas versus electric at every barbecue. Because the truth is, the cars Americans buy in 2025 say less about technology and more about who we are as a nation.